who, of course, had won 3 in a row after losing 7. Del Rogers at the 12, short kickoff, 20, across the 25 to the 30-yard line. The Packers offensive line, Larry McCarron with a milestone day today, becomes the Green Bay Packer, tied with Willie Davis for second most appearances in a Green Bay uniform. And Lynn Dickey, who's had the hot hand the last month for the Green Bay Packers, starts out throwing. Looking downfield for Jefferson, goes to Lofton instead, and it's intercepted. Nope. Yep, yes, it is, too. Johnny Johnson, number 20, had it, looked like he lost control of it, hung onto the football, and then went down hard. And interception this year, getting some medical attention on the Rams bench as the Rams go to the attack, 1st and 10 at their 39-yard line. Jeff Kemp is the quarterback, and of course the one-back setup with Eric Dickerson, and Kemp back to throw. First play from scrimmage goes to the tight end David Hill at the 45-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play, and will set the Rams for you offensively. Kemp, who's done such a marvelous job these last 8 ball games, filling in for Vince Ferragamo. Dickerson, the leading rusher in the league. Hill and Ellard, a couple of speedsters on the outside. The offensive line, they've had a few changes because of injuries. Bill Bain is now on the right side with the injury to Hadda Slater earlier this year. 2nd down. 3 needed for the 1st down. Rams at their 45. Guman, number 44, is the man in motion. Dickerson, the first carry of the day, is hit as he crosses the line of scrimmage. However, as tall as he is 6'2 and a half, he just stretches forward, and he's very close for the 1st down. Packers defensive line, they'll play the front 3, and 2 of the front 3 are rookies. Alfonso Carricker, the number 1 pick, and Donnie Humphrey, the number 3 choice. Veteran set of linebackers. John Anderson, certainly one of the more underrated linebackers in the National Football League. And the secondary just played very well this year under the guidance of Ken Riley, the former All-Pro defensive back at Cincinnati, who joined Forrest Gregg here at Green Bay. It is a 1st down for the Rams, 1st and 10 at their 49.
Both teams come out throwing on that first play, Frank.
You know, the 8 ball games that Jeff Kemp has started, he has thrown an interception only 1 of those 8 ball games. That was against San Francisco. He had 2 in that particular game, but 7 of the 8 he has gone without an interception. That's quite a stat for a young quarterback.
The other thing he's doing real well, he's throwing the ball for scores.
On 1st and 10, Kemp comes out with the sideline throw and hits Ellard over there, goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Kemp throws a very flat, hard type of football. Now, in cold weather, it's a little tougher to catch, isn't it?
It might be, but I'll tell you, he really rifles that thing, Frank. And like you said, it is a flat line drive shot to the receiver, and they've got to really concentrate on catching that thing in this cold weather.
Henry Ellard, who has really turned into a big play man for the Los Angeles Rams, looking at a 2nd and 2 as they bring it up to the line of scrimmage at the Packer 43-yard line. We're in the opening moments of the ball game. Johnny Johnson with an interception a moment ago on the Packers' first play from scrimmage. Dickerson, right side, nice hole. Bounces across the 40 to about the 38-yard line. He is absolutely phenomenal. I think he was totally underrated in college.
Not by the Rams.
1st and 10. Rams at the Packer 38-yard line. Dickerson to about the 35 for a pickup of 3 on the play, and then he's gang tackle led by Randy Scott, number 55.
Forrest Gregg told us yesterday, Frank, the one thing they're going to have to do is get a lot of people around him. When he goes to cut back, they're going to have to maintain real linebacker discipline and don't over pursue him, because he makes more yards cutting back than he does running at the point of attack.
Scott, the veteran linebacker from Alabama, and Greg told us yesterday he's playing as good as any linebacker around right now.
He says he and John Anderson, number 59, the outside linebacker, are both playing about as well as any linebacker can play.
2nd down, 7. Los Angeles at the Green Bay 35. Kemp, quick setup, gets rid of the ball and completes it to Hill, but he was out of bounds. And it's a break for the Packers because the defensive back, Tim Lewis, slipped and fell.
As you watch this, now you'll see the quarterback going back in a 5-step drop. Now he's going to plant, turn to his left, and fire it out here. And the ball's caught, right going out of bounds right there. That looks like inbounds to me. But the defender, as you see, Tim Lewis, was down on the ground. He slipped and fell.
So that sets up a 3rd down. And 7 needed for the 1st down for the Rams at the Packer 35-yard line. Game is just about 3 minutes old here at Milwaukee County Stadium. No score. Good protection, gets it away to Guman. Guman's got the first down and is hit hard at the 25. Mike Guman is the U-back. That's what the Rams call their moving tight end.
On the 25-yard line.
Now you'll see Guman. He's going to sit and pass. I'm trying to find him on the screen there for you now. There he is. Now see him to the right of your screen. He'll sneak out. See him coming across there, right near number 44. A little delay. Let the linebackers drop. Catch the ball. Now lock it up there, kiddo. And those linebackers and number 37, Mark Murphy, comes in and tattoos him.
Heller to the left side. Drew Hill to the right. We're also going to see a lot of Ron Brown, the Olympic sprinter, who's been coming on strong as a receiver for the Rams. 1st and 10, Dickerson up the middle, inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. One occasion, he had a 208-yard game in there. So he's a tough man to stop. Looks like a man from Mars with those goggles and tape and everything else.
Here they are on a two-back attack right now, Frank.
Regular I formation for the Rams on 2nd and 3 from the 19-yard line. Still it goes to Dickerson. And Dickerson fighting hard for the first down yardage, and we've got a marker dropped at the near side.
Approachment, number 26, defense, first down.
It's on the defensive back, Tim Lewis.
You know, that happens many times, Frank, when the flanker back is off the line of scrimmage and the cornerback, like this case, Tim Lewis, the right corner, comes up and lines up on him. He doesn't realize that he's a yard away from the ball, and he's lining up offside.
First down from the 14-yard line. The fake to Dickerson. Kemp looking for Guman, and Guman can't reach it in the end zone. A little bit of trickery there by the Rams. Tim Lewis was back defending number 26.
Tim Lewis did a real nice job, Frank, of come up and jam him. He came up and jammed that receiver, 44 Mike Guman, and he couldn't get off the line of scrimmage clean.
Kemp has thrown 10 touchdown passes this year. He's had only 3 interceptions the entire season. 2nd and 10. By the way, Vince Ferragamo's still not ready to go with that knuckle problem. So there's a lineman jumped offside. Looked to be Bill Bay, number 62, the right tackle for the Los Angeles Rams, who was a one-time Green Bay Packer.
False start, number 62, offense, still 2nd down.
Most of the Rams linemen go down in the 3-point stance, and some of the time Mr. Bain doesn't. This time he does on 2nd and 15 with the ball at the 19-yard line. David Hill, the tight end, is in motion. Dickerson, 20, 15, to about the 12. Dickerson out. Robinson. Done a marvelous job with these Los Angeles Rams. Rams pretty loose, and we see them loose yesterday.
They were loose. You know, they have great rapport between the coaching staff and the players in this program right now. I noticed that on the practice field yesterday.
Critical play here in this drive. 3rd down and 9 from the 13-yard line. Guman, the U-back, takes off. Kemp back to throw it. Completes the pass to Hill, and Hill will be close for the first down if he doesn't have it. And Jeff was telling us yesterday he'd like to be in Buffalo today. His dad is being inducted into the Buffalo Hall of Fame, having his jersey retired and all the ceremonies.
Yeah.
Here's the measurement for the first down on that 3rd down play, and they're short. They are short by about 1.5 feet.
That's the most, I think, consistent way to look at that decision.
Lansford has hit 14 out of 20 on the year, and as you can see, he's 7 out of 8. But he's got a new holder. That may be a factor. Nolan Cromwell was hurt, and they're using, they said they're going to use Dills today. He'll put it down at the 11.
He's only missed one in his career from this distance.
21-yard field goal is good by the Rams. Was the interception thrown by Dickey. The first play from scrimmage. Del Rogers fielding the short kick off at the 10, across the 20, 25-yard line, and that'll be it. Won't be the same, though, with the dome. No success in the air the first time around. Packers go to the ground attack. And Ellis on the carry. Rams defensive line, Jack Youngblood, is setting a club record today that we'll tell you about for longevity at the age of 34. The Ram linebackers, Mike Wilcher, is a newcomer in that starting lineup with George Andrews out with an injury. They lost both Andrews, and they lost Nolan Cromwell in the secondary.
Eric Herrick their replacement. He's out.
And now Johnson is shaken up on the first play of the game. Eddie Lee Ivery inside to about the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. They're looking at 3rd and almost 5 needed for the first down as Jim Collins, number 50, makes the stop. And though Johnson was shaken up making the interception, he's back in the defensive huddle for the Los Angeles Rams. All right, Jack Youngblood, game number 199 in his Ram career, and that's a new Ram record.
Isn't that something? Beating or surpassing Merlin Olsen's fine record. Well, you have to play for a long time plus stay healthy for a long time to do that, man.
Jim Hannafin called him the John Wayne of pro football a couple of weeks ago. That's a pretty good description. 3rd down and 5. Dickey off to Ellis. Ellis hit at the 30 and dropped after a pickup of no more than a yard. So the Rams doing a good job defensively on the Green Bay Packers. Carl Ecker, number 55, coming up to make the hit on Ellis. Ellis alternating with Ray Krause at the fullback position. That's the way the Packers bring in the plays from the bench. So Eddie Lee Ivery, for the first time this year, is being freed up for full-time duty at the halfback slot.
Well, Gary Ellis has been a halfback all along and playing fullback to replace Jesse Clark, Frank, who's injured.
All right, Bucky Scribner will punt, and he will kick to the man we talked about a bit earlier. He has run 2 back for touchdowns this year and leads the National Football League in punt returns. Bad snap to Scribner. Did a good job just to get that kick away, but again, the Rams are going to come up with good field position as the ball is down at the 38-yard line. Boy, that was a horrible snap.
That was like playing shortstop there. The snap came down. Now watch the ball come back, and it's coming back slowly. Now it's on the bounce, too. He caught it on the first bounce. I'll tell you, I've seen punters panic in that situation, and Scribner did not. He went ahead and got it off. Nice job.
Did a fine job. It's in Milwaukee. It's good to be back home again. I grew up in this town. I have a lot of fond memories.
You noticed you were big in the town last time. We got lost the first time we left the hotel.
1st and 10 for the Rams at their 38-yard line, and Kemp on first down comes out throwing. He's going for all of it deep to Ron Brown. Tim Lewis back defending, and the Packer fans thought it should have been a case of offensive interference. Ron Brown is the Olympic sprinter, and can he fly down the field, and on top of that he can catch the football as well.
You'll see that he's going back, throwing it deep. Now, as you turn, look, the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, he really unloads this thing, gets it up in the air, hoping Brown can get underneath it. Now you'll see Brown run up the back of Tim Lewis, and that's why the fans got all upset. They thought pass interference, but the ball couldn't be caught by either receiver.
2nd and 10. I'd notice that Dickerson's position looks a little deeper in the I formation than a lot of teams play that single back.
Well, this is an I formation type 1-back attack.
Dickerson over the right side out to the 40 to the 44-yard line. What is the difference? Is there a difference what the Rams do with their 1-back than other teams?
Well, because this offense really comes from USC and the I formation, where John Robertson made it so popular there and won so many football games. Atlanta plays the running back up closer to the line of scrimmage, more like a fullback attack, more like the Washington Redskins attack with Riggins. This is more of an I formation, 1-back attack, and that U-back, number 44, Guman, is more like a fullback. 3rd down, Rams need 4 for the first down at their 45-yard line. They lead 3-0 here late in the opening period of play. Kemp back to throw it. Protection is good. Completes it to the tight end, David Hill, for the first down at the 48-yard line. Looks like David Hill is going to be in the game plan today. That's his 2nd reception. George Cumbie, number 52, former number 1 draft pick from Oklahoma, making the stop, but not before the Rams pick up the first down. That's the time left in the first period of play, with Los Angeles leading it 3-0 on the 21-yard field goal by Lansford. That was a little crossing pattern. He crossed the field as the other receiver in that case crossed the field and cleared those linebackers out and deepened them so he could come underneath.
They've got George Farmer at 1 wide out at the bottom of your screen and Ron Brown up at the top. So Ellard and Hill are out of there right now, but they go to Dickerson, slips a tackle by Flynn, keeps on going, and is finally run out at the 45-yard line after he picked up 2 or 3. John Anderson, number 59, over there leading the green and gold defensive charge. Anytime the pack of the Rams come into an area where the weather's like this, you were an assistant coach once with the Rams. Did that concern Los Angeles because you're practicing in the warm weather and all?
Well, it used to concern them. I can remember climbing on the airplane, going up the ramp, and the players, as they turned to go down and sit down, they turned in the cockpit and asked the pilot, "Hey, how cold is it in Green Bay?"
Not don't know if it's coincidental, but both wide receivers are wearing those scuba-type gloves. 2nd and 7 from the 44-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. Kemp blitz this time, and they catch him. The Red Dog was coming all the way, and Randy Scott, number 55, blowing through there along with a couple of other linebackers, and they trapped Kemp for the loss back at the 47-yard line. They weren't getting the pressure before, but they got it with that dog.
They got it that time. Now, Scott is a linebacker, number 55, right to the left side of your screen. Seeing like this is his 5th sack. Now, evidently, there was a mistaken protection right there. Hera, number 60, I think, should have picked him up. I don't know what the scheme was, but evidently there was a mistake.
A loss of 9 yards on the play. That'll set up a 3rd down now, and 16 needed for the Rams for the first at their 47. Packers showing bump and run on both wide receivers. The pitch to Dickerson on 3rd and 16, and he gets not very much, quite obviously, and the Packers defense has slowed the Rams for the first time this afternoon and forced them into a punting situation.
The Rams obviously feeling that that long yard situation is a low percentage throw, a high percentage interception type ball. They're playing it conservative. They got the 3-point lead right now. It fits into their overall running philosophy. They go ahead and run.
John Misko, free agent out of Oregon State a couple of years ago.
He's a character to talk to, isn't he?
Philip Epps, number 85, a speedster deep for the Green Bay Packers.
Nice high punt, Frank.
Fair catch, Epps at the 15-yard line. And we got a penalty marker tossed back at the line of scrimmage. So the marker is down, which might indicate that the Rams left a little early. And we'll see if the Packers will make them do it again. Illegal motion against Los Angeles. So the decision now forced Greggs whether or not he wants him to kick it again or whether he'll take that field position at the 15-yard line. It's Cliff Lewis, number 56, captain of the specialty team. Greg wants him to decline it. He's saying to turn it down.
Illegal motion, number 43, kicking team, decline. First down.
1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers at their 15-yard line. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left to play in the opening period. The Pack trailing 3-0. Ellis is set as a wingback off to the left, leaving Ivery as the only setback, and Eddie Lee Ivery breaks this one. Good for the first down. 14 yards on the pickup to the 29-yard line.
That was a beautiful little draw trap. Focus your attention now. You'll see a big guard right in the middle of the screen, number 65. See him right there? Now watch him trap right there to his left, and that gave the hold to Eddie Lee Ivery as he works upfield now. Jim Collins, number 50, comes over, as does Johnny Johnson, to put him down. Very well executed draw trap.
Just prior to this week, Ivery and Ellis have been alternating at that tailback slot. Between them, they've averaged 7.5 yards per carry over the last 3 games. On first down, Ivery running hard out across the 35 to the 37, where Vince Newsom, number 22, wraps him up. Other scores from around the National Football League will keep you updated on what's happening in the league. Buffalo has scored first on the Dallas Cowboys, leads it. Chicago over Detroit by a touchdown in the first period. Packer fans will be watching that one rather closely. And these games at about the same stage as ours, middle to the later part of the opening period. The Chicago game is very vital to the interest of the Packers. Ivery driving for the first down, and he looks like he's got it at the 40-yard line. Packers don't want to talk playoff after losing 7 straight, but the fact remains with Chicago without its number 1 quarterback, it conceivably could happen. Could still be a long shot. We were at practice in Green Bay on Friday, and Forrest, I mean, it was howling out there. Temperature about 35. He had them outdoors, and they got this beautiful new indoor facility.
He said, listen, I didn't build that place, so I don't have to account for it. We're playing outdoors Sunday, so we'll practice outdoor on Friday. That's his attitude toward it.
1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers at their 41-yard line. 2 minutes left in the opening period. Ellis bounces off a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Still on his feet. Turned a loss into a gain of a yard or 2. Mike Wiltshire, number 54, the linebacker, finally wrapped him up.
Wiltshire starting, Frank, in place of the fine outside linebacker George Andrews, that's injured. Mike Hallstrom, number 65. You see him pull right there. He's almost 300 pounds. Did a nice job of blocking there, and he's still on his feet. Now he goes after number 2. He blocks 2 guys on 1 play, and here's the guy they almost cut. That's amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely. Happened during training camp, but they were really down on him. 2nd and 9. Looked like Jefferson jumped the gun on that play. Krause, the intended receiver, but he dropped the ball at the 45-yard line. We do have a flag on the play.
A receiver should never be offside.
Why?
Never.
Why?
First off, there's nothing between him and the ball except air, so he can see it. And if he didn't know what the stamp counts, all he has to do is watch it move. He should never be offside.
Jefferson, who was offside.
Illegal motion, 83, offense, still 2nd down.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited. 1:24 left in the opening period. It is 2nd down 15 for the Green Bay Packers at their own 37-yard line. They trailed 3-0. Ivery and Ellis, the setbacks behind Lynn Dickey. Dickey with a bullet, almost intercepted. Tried to force that thing into Paul Kaufman, the tight end, who was double covered. Leroy Irvin, number 47. Almost pulled that one down.
Jack Youngblood did a great job of getting pressure. Now watch Jack Blood right to the right of your screen. See him right there. Now he takes an inside move on Cook. The running back picks him up. Ellis does, and he just keeps on coming and knocks down the quarterback. Jack Youngblood, 34, but not too old to rush the quarterback.
Well, he'll be 35 next January 7th. He's setting the Ram record today for longevity, breaking Merlin Olsen's mark. 199 consecutive ball games. Played in 7 Pro Bowls. 3rd down. 14 needed for the 1st down. At the 37, Dickey over the middle, again almost intercepted. Now that's a couple of potential interceptions that the Rams have flat dropped. That time Carl Ecker, number 55, got his hands on the football. And Dickey is off to a very slow start with 2 out of his first 10.
Now you watch him throw this right into traffic. He's going to throw the ball to his left. There's Eckert right in the middle of the screen. He's eyeballing the quarterback, playing the zone right there. He goes. You can see he's not a receiver. He's a linebacker, and he bats the thing down. That's the 12th pass this year that he's batted down, and he has not intercepted one. Maybe he doesn't have good hands, right?
Could be.
Plus, they're all taped up, ready for a fight. I don't know how you can catch the ball.
Allard is the deep man as Scribner gets ready to punt.
I wouldn't want to cover punts with that guy returning.
He's joined back there by Irvin, and he's not bad either. Here's Allard. What was that all about? The whistle blew just as the ball came down, and Allard grabbed it and ducked and took a look at the official.
They must have figured that he made a fair catch signal. I didn't see it. Did you?
That's what they're indicating, apparently.
Let's take a look and see if we can find out if he did raise hand. Let's see. Now watch his left hand and see if he gets it up there. Well,
it's a rather feeble fair catch
that's
signal.
A big, I guess the official back there interpreted that as a fair catch signal, and I think really Ellard was in between thinking, should I fair catch or should I not fair catch? So he went right in between.
So he put his arm halfway up.
Halfway up, yeah.
Well, the Rams will take over at the 24-yard line with 1:06 left to play. And that was something because the Bears, you might recall, had rolled up 20 sacks in the 2 preceding games. They've done a great job protecting Kemp and opening the door for Dickerson, who takes it out to the 30-yard line. Pick up close to 7 on that play for Eric Dickerson, who has 8 100-yard games this year.
Watch these 2 big offensive linemen right over here pull as he takes a counter step and heads over here on a counter play. Watch these 2 big horses go. They are big people. They're big enough to eat hay, these guys. Now watch them. Here they come. Getting out in front, there's 280 pounds and there's 300 pounds. Now Dickerson's going to fight his way. Look at that 300-pounder make a block right there. Nice job.
2nd down 4 from the 31-yard line. With Dickerson 6 on the last play. Dickerson again up the middle. Driving across the 35 to the 36-yard line. And that should be good for a Los Angeles Rams first down. Time running down here, and chances are that was the last play of the opening period, as I believe the gun will sound before the Rams have a chance to get another one away. John Robinson in a good mood right now with his team leading 3-0.
How often do you see
through the clouds here as we start the second period in Milwaukee? Rams leading the Packers 3-0, first and 10. From the 36, Kemp unloads it downfield. Hill, the tight end, with the reception at the 41-yard line. David Hill with his third reception of the day. However, hold everything because the dreaded yellow marker has hit the deck again. Bring it back. Personal foul against the Los Angeles Rams.
Frank, the Rams are not a really highly penalized team. In fact, they've been the fourth least penalized team in football. So this is sort of contrary to their personality.
Personal foul, chop block. Number 60 and 62 offense. Still first down.
Explain a chuck block to me.
Well, here it is. They're going to, evidently, they set up the nose guard. Now, see number 60, the center moved away from him. Now, 60 right there is going to cut him down below the knee right there. And they cannot do that anymore. You can't chop block a man coming off the block of another offensive lineman.
Very graphically put and illustrated. And the guilty man right there, number 60, Dennis Hara.
There was no intent to hurt anybody there. Actually, that was marginal. I don't think he was below the knee.
Yeah, but that's how you do get knee injuries. First and 25. Dickerson. Another flag as Dickerson is caught at the 35-yard line. Marker again back at the line of scrimmage. And again, I believe it's going to go against the Rams. This time holding. Well, the smile is gone from John Robinson's face.
Wait till the official walks by next. He's going to snarl. Bite his ear off. John is a very even-tempered guy.
Holding. Number 72, offense, still first down.
And Dickerson was shaken up on the play and is being helped from the field.
He'll be back. I think he took a shot on the thigh.
Well, you say that's the one man they can't lose, but the backup they've got, Barry Redden, can play some football himself.
He averaged 5 yards a carry last year, carrying the ball 75 times. This guy can run the football. He's a #1 pick. He'd be a starter on just about anybody else's football team.
So Redden it is, the setback in the one-back attack. On first and 35, backed up to the 10 now are the Rams. Mike Barber on the reception at the 16-yard line. Barber, who was injured earlier in the season, still trying to round back into shape. George Cumby wraps him up, but not much of a gain on the play. See if we can pick up the injury here to Dickerson on the previous play.
Now you can see the big lineman pulling there, and here comes Pankey, number 75, gets a nice block on Scott right there, and there's Dickerson coming right through. You can see people hitting him. Maybe he twisted an ankle right at the end there as he went down. You really couldn't see a direct shot that caused the injury.
Yeah, it looked like he was holding his left knee as he was hit. We'll get a report for you as soon as possible. Second and 31, shoestring catch, again by Barber, again for short yardage at the 22-yard line. Mark Murphy. Well, he's trying to get a little bit at a time, I guess, but he's going to have to get a little more than that.
Yes, he is. That's a little bit of a conservative throw. But, you know, you see that catch? Barber reached all the way down below his knee, running, and caught that ball right off the ground. Exceptional catch. And that's only his third catch this year.
Barber limping a little bit as he leaves the field. Ball now is at the 22-yard line. It will be third down and 24.
Think they'll run it, Frank?
I doubt it. Well, wrong again. Big hole for Redden. Makes the big gain, but doesn't get enough for the first down.
Does he accelerate upfield? Great speed. And he's strong as a son of a gun, this guy is. He was a college All-American weight trainer.
From Richmond University.
Watch the draw play now. Watch the back set to one side. Now the center will take the nose guard the easy way. He reads that. Up he goes. He gets a nice block there from Hara. Makes him miss. A little power right up in there. Good running.
Did you think they were going to run it?
Yeah, I thought they were going to run it.
He picked up 14, but he needed 24. Misko to do the punting. Philip Epps definitely signaling for the fair catch this time and pulls it down at the 27-yard line.
First down.
First and 10. Packers ball 7. Let me give you a correction on Lynn Dickey's stats. I said he was 2 out of 10 a moment ago. He's 2 out of 5, but for only 10 yards. That's nothing for Dickey. Over the right outside at the 33-yard line. Green Bay has had 5 straight 400-yard games total offense, but they're off to a slow start today as we check some other scores for you. Buffalo leading Dallas. They've had some snow up there.
I can imagine.
7-3. Bears over Detroit 10-7. Philadelphia field goal ahead of Washington. We saw them last week and they played very well against Miami. St. Louis and the Giants scoreless. Seattle with a touchdown over Cincinnati. And our score 3-0. Rams leading. Second down. Ivery driving close to the first at the 38-yard line.
Eddie Lee's really running with authority.
He really is.
He's really powering up, getting up there. But, you know, he's not the great big back. He's big enough at 210 pounds, but he really is gone. Watch this linebacker now, Jim Collins, number 50, one of the better tacklers in football. Look at him avoid there. Now watch him turn back and make the play. Almost overran it. This guy, Frank, I think is around 3rd in the National Football League unofficially in tackles made.
One of the great underrated linebackers in the NFL. 1st and 10 for the Packers at their 37. Locked it. Was out of bounds. No catch. Did not come down with both feet inbounds. Dickey just tried to lay it out there for him that time.
They were up, bump and run. Now watch him lay the ball up high. See the ball leave his hand going up high. Now it's going to come down right over the outside shoulder. See, just where he wants it, right there. 1 foot down, 2nd foot out of bounds. Nope, got to get that foot down in pro football.
The report on Eric Dickerson is a twisted knee. How severe, we don't know at this point. 2nd and 10. We'll let you know as soon as we find out. Talking about Ivery, he is well rested, certainly. He sat out after Game 8 in 1983 with the drug problem, which has been well publicized, and spent the first 5 weeks this year. The man in the capes does not have an S on the front of his jersey, but he might as well for the Ram fans. Eric Dickerson, he's on his feet, and he's been walking around. It is his left knee, and it was twisted, but he is walking around on the sideline, so it doesn't seem to be too severe at this point. We'll see. Packers have the football. 2nd and 10 at their 37-yard line. They trail 3-0. Rams defense has done a great job in shutting down this high-powered Green Bay offense. Dickey goes over the middle. We get a marker as he completes the pass to the tight end, Paul Kaufman. He almost lost the handle on that, got it back, but I think they may call it back. Holding against Green Bay. Wipe it out.
I think they call it on Greg Cook blocking on Jack Youngblood.
Holding, number 54.
No.
Offense, still 2nd down.
Larry McCarron, center.
One of the smaller centers in the league. He is the only man now, or Forrest Gregg, I should say, is the only man who has played more football games in a Green Bay uniform than Larry McCarron.
I think it might be a good idea for him to find a way to break his string when it comes time to passing up the head coach, don't you think? Forrest has played 187.
Yeah, he's got a little ways to go yet.
Yeah,
11 minutes and 23 seconds left to play in the first half. 2nd down. Packers need 20 at their 28-yard line. Dickey slipped and fell, got up, got the completion to Lofton. Up to the 30 to the 34-yard line.
Was that something? That's an example of keep competing until the whistle blows, and he did it. Watch Dickey now drop back to pass. He's right to the left of your screen. He's coming back. There's a little pressure on him. He's going to come around the outside. He steps up to the inside and slips and falls. He gets up, lets the ball go. He's not down until a defender touches him.
He picked up 5 on the play instead of the big loss, so it's now 3rd down and 15 for the Packers at their 32-yard line. Combat there prior to the snap of the ball. Charles DeJournay, number 70, the nose tackle for the Los Angeles Rams, was offside.
You know why that happens? You know why that happens, Frank? They get concentrating on the quarterback's cadence, and that quarterback gives a real sharp bark, and it draws him offside.
Quarterbacks will do that a lot on a short yard. Your man Jaworski was pretty good at that.
I'll tell you, he learned that from Roman Gabriel. Gabriel was the best. He just bend over and bark in that nose guard's ear, and he'd jump offside.
That now makes it a 3rd and 10 for the Packers at their 37-yard line. They still haven't crossed the 50. Dickey to Lofton. They have now at the 30. and out of bounds at the 25. First down, Packers. Great combination, which has worked so well this year. Dickey to James Lofton, who's had 5 100-yard games this year.
Here he is at the top of your screen, coming off. They're doubling him short. Let him go now. It's evidently a zone defense. He comes in and makes a move on Johnny Johnson, the safety right there. Excuse me, no, that's Vince Evans, number 22. Now the 2 safeties are chasing him over there. Evidently more like a prevent zone defense. And he got on that safety, number 22, Vince Newsom, and beat him to the corner.
Biggest play of the afternoon for the Packers, covers 37 yards and gives Green Bay a first down at the Ram 25. Ivery up the middle for a tough yard or 2. 11 minutes left in the first half. Rams leading 3-0. It'll be second down 8 for the Packers. You know, something unusual in this stadium. The benches are both on the same side of the field. I think this is the only stadium in the league still has that feature.
Yeah, remember the old Minnesota Stadium.
Right. Yeah. 2 coaching staffs are close enough to touch each other. Second and 8. Sun has finally broken through the clouds. Dickey over the middle. Eddie Lee Ivery took the pass and also took an immediate hit from Carl Ecker, number 55.
Now watch the linebackers on this play action pass step up and acknowledge run. See him hold right there, 50, Jim Collins. Now he's going to go ahead and get in pass defense. Eddie Lee Ivery snuck through the line of scrimmage after the fake, catches the ball coming off the ground.
Not enough for the first down. It'll be third down, and the Packers still need 2 for the first, with the ball spotted at the Rams 17. Epps going wide to the right side. Lofton split to the left. Jefferson in motion. Dickey over the middle, intended for Kaufman. We get a penalty marker as he was double covered. Eckern was there, and so was Collins. And let's see what the marker is for.
Interference, number 55, defense, first down.
Pass interference called against Carl Eckern, number 55. And that will give the Packers the first down at the 13.
Eckern, number 55, on the lower corner of your screen now, working in on Kaufman, makes contact with the receiver before the ball gets there. Pass interference.
Boy, it is tough when you try to defense Green Bay. Kaufman is such a great offensive weapon. They've got Lofton and Jefferson outside. They can throw Epps at you. No wonder they're piling up the yardage. They trail in this game, however, 3-0. This is their first serious scoring threat of the afternoon. Dickey to Eddie Lee Ivery to about the 10, and then he's shoved back. Jack Youngblood and Eckern on the stop.
They must feel that the Rams are susceptible to the draw, because they run a draw-type play, I think, already 6-7 times in the ballgame. And that was a first down situation.
Ivery has carried 7 times for 38 yards.
10-yard line.
Second and 7. Cardinals leading. Seattle over Cincinnati. Our score 3-0 Rams. Packers second and 7 from the 10. Dickey, quick throw, gets it off to Krause, the fullback, and he gets maybe a yard at most. Ray Krause, who played up in Canada and was signed as a free agent by the Packers and seeing his first extended duty today, with the injury to Jesse Clark, who's going to be out for the year. They really lose something in Clark and a blocker.
Clark is a fine blocker. In fact, his replacement, Gerry Ellis, who's normally been playing halfback, told me yesterday in the locker room, or the day before, he said, Coach, I'm not the blocker, so I'm going to try to do a lot of cut blocking, chopping with the feet, not up in those pads.
Third down, 7, as they spot the ball at the 10-yard line. Jefferson in motion. Dickey, good protection, completes it at the 1-yard line, and that's going to be enough for the first down. They didn't get the touchdown, but an extremely heavy traffic at the 1-yard line.
They'll see a man coming in motion right there, trying to distract the defense. Now he's going back. Everyone's playing coverage. He looks to his left there, pumps it, fires it right in the hole there. There it is right there. Nice completion. You can see he's close to scoring. The defense rallies, keeps him from getting in the end zone. Good intense coverage by the Rams.
It was, I believe, Jefferson who caught the ball and who is down. Well, let's see if it's 83 or 86.
Jefferson, the injured player.
It is John Jefferson who is shaken up. That's his first catch of the afternoon, and JJ is still looking for his first touchdown catch of the year. Been a long year for him, but he's a kid who on game day just changes personality, doesn't he?
Yeah, very soft. Miles hasn't been in that end zone this year, and for a guy that's used to catching touchdown passes, that's really a source of frustration.
Especially when you get this close. Dickey brings him up to the line of scrimmage. He's got Ellis and Ivery behind him in the I formation. Packers trying to take the lead here in the second period, and he's over. Ivery scores.
Ivery for the touchdown.
Now, as you see here, the quarterback's going to get him the ball back deep so he can go ahead and follow that fullback. He tries to get up in the air. The Rams did a good job of penetrating, but there was so little distance to go, he got it in the end zone. Eddie Lee Ivery getting his touchdown.
Al Del Greco will attempt the extra point. He's the young man from Auburn who replaced Eddie Garcia.
That's Eddie Lee Ivery's first touchdown this year, Frank.
Del Greco has not missed this year, either extra point or field goal. Still perfect. Packers lead the Rams 7-3 with 7:43 left to play in the first half. Kick coverage teams in the league.
Tackle by Gerry.
A little hard feelings over on the far side.
Little intensity. This Redden's a fine. He's been averaging 22.5 yards returning kickoffs, but that kickoff return, the coverage team by Green Bay is really good.
Coming up next Friday, we hope you'll make this a part of your Thanksgiving weekend. Boston College and Miami, two of the best passers in the college game today. Doug Flutie, who is the odds-on choice now, the favorite for the Heisman, going against Bernie Kosar. And then next Saturday, Notre Dame and USC, one of the great traditional rivalries in pro football. We did have a marker on the play. Personal foul was going to be the call against the Los Angeles Rams, so that will negate at least part of that fine kickoff return.
Unnecessary roughness, number 30, receiving team. First down.
On the kick returner. John Jefferson going to the locker room for x-rays after banging up his ribs on that reception at the 1-yard line, which set up the touchdown. You can see he's hurting a little bit, clutching the left side. So that will mean that Philip Epps will see some extended action at wide receiver. First and 10 at the 24-yard line. Kemp's numbers, he's 7 out of 10 for 51 yards. His team trailed 7-3. And Dickerson is back in the lineup after being shaken up earlier, and he is pummeled as the flag is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Holding against the Rams, and penalties have hurt him.
They're hurting themselves with those penalties, and a few of the Ram offensive linemen now are starting to get upset. They better not lose their poise.
The option being explained to Mike Douglas, the Packer linebacker, on the first down play. Dickerson, 10 carries for 51 yards.
Number 72, offense, still first down.
Kent Hill, he's upset. That's why he was throwing his arms around there in the official's face.
That's a lot of penalties here for a quarter and a half, isn't it?
They've been averaging 5.5 penalties a game, and here they are already up to 7.
That flag hits the ground anymore, we're going to have to send out for fertilizer.
Where'd you get that one?
I found it.
Yeah, bury it, will you?
First down and 20. Rams at their 15-yard line. Dickerson tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Randy Scott, number 55, with the big hit, the fourth-year man from Alabama, who came to the Packers as a free agent. Had that one tremendous game, you might recall, in the playoffs against the Cowboys a couple of years ago, where he was in seemingly on every tackle. He's become a real leader on this Green Bay defense. Second and 20. Momentum seems to have shifted. The Rams control the ball early.
shifted. It's in the process of shifting. Kemp, big rush by Carricker, gets out of the way. Kemp running for his life. Picks up about 5 on the play, and he's nailed out of bounds. That's Scott again, number 55.
That really shows the value of mobility at the quarterback position. He avoids, again, he prevents a sack. He gets upfield, gets a positive gain. Did a nice job. Now watch the quarterback drop back here. You're going to see the rush, the man in motion crossing your screen. He gets back there. Dickerson's going to slip inside and become a receiver. The defender is pushed on around him. Carricker was. Now it's a foot race. Now there's George Cummey diving at him. He didn't get him down. Now Hill 81 out there to block for him. Oh, come on. David Moore blocking. Didn't get the great hit out there, but mobility very important.
3rd down and 15. Rams at their 19-yard line. They throw the ball less than any other team in the NFL. Of course, with this guy, you can get away with it. But not in that particular play, as Dickerson picked up just a couple of yards to the 21.
Johnson made the tackle on Dickerson.
Fine job by Ezra Johnson, number 90. Crowd loves it. You see a lot of orange in the crowd today. That's because a lot of the deer hunters are taking the day off. Deer season started here, what, yesterday?
Yesterday, and there were over 600,000 deer hunters in the woods. Good place to be is here today.
Good place to be is here. Those guys in the woods probably got the little transistor TV watching this ball game right now with their teeth chattering.
I doubt it, Frank. I doubt it. Here's Mr. Epps.
Epps at the 45 to the 50-yard line. And the Packers come up with excellent field position after the punt of 33 yards by Misko. Do we have a marker down?
First down.
Nope. I'm almost anticipating it now. 5 minutes. Packers leading 7-3. 1st and 10 with the nose of the football just into the Rams' end of the field. Ellis on the carry. Yet another marker. Pick up just a couple of yards on the play. Eckert, number 55 on the stop. But we do have another penalty. Holding against Green Bay. Will drive them back 10 yards. Forrest Gregg, as a son, plays football at SMU.
Holding, number 74, offense, still first down.
Of course, Forrest keeps looking at other SMU alumnus, Mr. Dickerson,
Yeah.
and saying,
why aren't you on my side?
why aren't you on my side? Other scores, Redskins jumped ahead of Philadelphia. Seattle with a lead over Cincinnati.
Boy, Chuck Knox doing a job up there.
And New England leading Indianapolis. 1st and 20. Packers back at their 40-yard line. I formation. Dickey with a nice fake to Huckleby. Goes long, overthrown, intended for Lofton. And Johnson's got his second interception of the day. He's at the 40, 45, 50. And Harlan Huckleby, who was in the backfield behind Dickey, finally caught up to Johnson and made the stop. So Dickey intercepted for the 2nd time today, and the Rams will take over at the 50.
You're going to see right here why this ball was intercepted. Right here, Jack Youngblood comes in and puts the pressure on the quarterback, hits him as he throws, causes the interception. Now watch this. Jack Youngblood, the fine veteran, number 85. See, now just watch. He's going to appear coming around. Here he comes. He beats Cook to the outside. Down goes the quarterback. There goes the ball erratically thrown. Now, there it goes, foot race. He becomes a running back. Look at this, Johnny Johnson. He can run like a running back. Watch this. Frank, you better tackle him.
No, sir. Great All-American safety from the University of Texas who hurt his leg earlier. Got a fracture and missed a good part of the season. 1st and 10. Kemp thrown on 1st down. Going long for Drew Hill. Boy, it was there.
It was there.
However, we've got a marker back at the line of scrimmage.
Must be 1st down, drop your hanky day.
It must be. Oh, boy. Rams are indicating this one's going to go against the Packers. The flag was dropped at the line of scrimmage. And Dick Jorgensen will tell us about it.
Number 76, defense, still first down, lined up in the neutral zone.
Alfonso lined up in the neutral zone.
Alfonso Carricker, number 1 draft pick for the Green Bay Packers. He missed several weeks because of an arthroscopic knee procedure. He's still not 100%, but he's a pretty good man, particularly against the run.
You know what he wants to do for career? He wants to work with juvenile delinquents. Real dedicated young man.
1st and 5 for the Rams at the Packer 45. Dickerson. Great cutback.
That's what Forrest Gregg was concerned about, the discipline of the backside linebacker. He has to hold and not get chased him too quickly, otherwise he's going to cut back and beat us.
Anderson 59 and Tom Flynn number 41 on the stop.
Watch this now, you'll see what I mean. They toss the ball to him. Watch the linebackers, don't watch the ball carrier. See, they're going to over pursue right there. He gets locked in and left that hole back there, and there he goes. He finds that thing, those glasses that are like radar screens that he wears.
Dickerson 13 carries for 62 yards in the first half. Rams with a first down at the Packer 37. Nice fake to Dickerson. Swings it out to the tight end, David Hill, and Hill will pick up 5 or 6 yards. Boy, he looks bigger every time we see him.
Actually, I think he's a little lighter than the last time we saw him, but they list him at 250, and that's got to put him in the category of maybe the biggest tight end, but I think he probably weighs more of 260. You know?
Time left in the first half, less than 4.5 minutes. You might notice on the Rams helmet, we mentioned this before, but for those of you Packer fans watching, they're all wearing a number 42 on their helmet, which is in memory of Kirk College, the fine defensive back who passed away. More or less dedicating the season to him. 2nd and 5 from the 32-yard line. Dickerson. Should be another first down with that stretch, taking it down to about the 26-yard line. They got it. 1st and 10. Tom Flynn, number 41, on the stop. Eric Dickerson continues to roll. You know, he's averaged for his career 115 yards per game. Only one man in the history of pro football averaged over 100 yards per game for his career, and that was Jim Brown, averaged 104. Rams with a good drive working here have a first down at the Packer 26. 3.5 minutes and counting. Jeff Kemp. It was intended for Barber. Barber went down hard, thought he was interfered with by Cumby, the Packer linebacker who was out there with him.
They were in a tight man-to-man coverage, Frank. The defensive backs actually came up and bump and run, lined right up on the wide receivers, challenge him to go deep.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rams at the Green Bay 26-yard line. That stops the clock with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the first half. Kemp averages throwing just 19 passes per game. Dickerson. And again, that's one of the reasons the Rams throw so few. What a horse. Down to the 18-yard line, a little bit short of the yardage needed for the first down.
Watch these two big linemen right here go ahead and pull and get over in front of this very fine running back. Then you'll know why he's making so many yards running the football. Now watch him pull. See, there they go. There's 280 and 300 pounds out in front of him. That's a nice way to run the ball with a truck escort, you know. Look at the size of those guys,
A semi-trailer truck escort. It's not just a pickup. 3rd down and a long one needed for the first down. Rams at the 18-yard line. And Kemp throwing on 3rd and 1. A flag is down. He gets it away to Barber. They got the first and more as he goes out of bounds at 8. But a marker back at the line of scrimmage. And again, they're going to bring it back. Holding. Herb Pankey, number 75, the left tackle, looks to be the guilty party. And I think he was holding Donnie Humphrey, the rookie defensive end who was a 3rd-round draft pick.
Holding, number 75, offense, still 3rd down.
Irv missed the whole season last year with a torn Achilles tendon, and here he's back playing now at left tackle. A fine offensive tackle, fine player from Penn State. Played tight end up there as well as offensive tackle.
3rd and 11, and the Packers will go with their nickel package, putting in an extra defensive back in Estes Hood, number 38. Taking a look at it, they've really got 6 defensive backs in there right now. Guman in motion. 3rd and 11 from the 28, intended for Ellard. Trying that time to reach over the defensive back, Mark Lee, number 22. And it looked like the Packers had something working there.
They ran a safety blitz. Now you're going to see him come right over here and shoot right in there and forced him to throw the ball quickly. Here he comes. Now watch, the quarterback will not hold on to the ball. See him? Number 37, Murphy. Here he comes. No one picked him up. Dickerson picks him up. He lays it up high. Almost gets the big play. Reaches up there and couldn't hang on to it. Nice effort by Ellert. Good coverage by Mark Lee.
Steve Dills will hold. And Coldfoot, Mike Lansford, will attempt a 44-yard field goal. It is no good, but as you might imagine, we've got a couple of markers.
False start on number 64, offense before the snap.
The concentration isn't what it has to be to beat this football team, Frank.
Well, the false start will mean a 5-yard penalty, but they'll get another shot at it.
So this is now how far? It's at 5 yards. He is not the most efficient. He's only kicked 3 field goals in his career outside of 40 yards and none outside of 50.
Well, this is right at 50. As you see Dills ready to put it down at the 40-yard line. This may have the distance. Yes, a 50-yarder.
Boy, that barely made it. That's his first 50-yarder in his pro career.
So Lansford bangs one through from 50 yards away and makes this a one-point ball game at 7-6.
How'd you like to hit this ball with your bare foot on a cold day? Pow, and would that smart a little, but he gets it going. Now watch him. He's saying, my gosh,
the only
it's the first time ever.
Is it far enough? It just does creep over the bar. Certainly.
Youngblood's still looking. Youngblood's still looking. See him right there? He says, I can't believe it. He made 150 yards. That's great for a guy's confidence.
2 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in the first half, and the Packers will get one more opportunity to try to increase their lead, which is now trimmed to 7-6. Rogers will be deep, and Philip Epps anticipating the kick from Lansford. Rogers on the left, Epps on the right.
Rogers was a fine player out of the University of Utah. Really a pleasant guy to visit with. Concerned about not playing more. Well, here's his opportunity to do something.
Rogers on the return at the 12, 20, 25, 30, and up to the 40-yard line. And again, the Rams are one of the better kick covering teams in the league.
The Rams kickoff coverage team is 4th in football, only allowing 16.9 yards a return. That was a better return than that. Watch this guy now. He's complaining a little bit about not playing more. He says, I'd like to make more of a contribution. He gets his opportunity, tucks the ball up. He's flashing. He gets some nice blocks up there. You can see he's really moving. Not real tall, but weighs a little over 205 pounds and loves to play football.
Mike McDonald put the hit on him. 1st and 10 for the Packers at their 40. Dickey. All of his receivers covered, staying loose. Lofton's wide open. 35, 30, 20. Lofton to the 10. Dickey did a great job keeping alive under intense pressure and rolled out of that pocket, and Lofton was wide open.
Now you can see up here on top, here's Lofton right up on top of your screen, coming across, and then all of a sudden the play broke down. Oh, the 2 defenders knocked down each other, left him all alone. There he is. But Vince Newsom, number 22, flashes into the screen. Look at that man's speed. He saved the touchdown. Newsom can fly, Frank.
50-yard pickup. Watch the intense pressure here on Dickey. Everybody was covered at this point.
Mike Wiltshire, 54, putting in the heat. And this guy's not a scrambler. He's not a scrambler. That's not his forte. Dickey gets it off. You know, Dickey scrambled 12 times and only made 1 yard. He's not a runner.
2-minute warning here in Milwaukee. Take a look at what makes this play happen to Lofton.
Follow Gary Green, number 27, the defensive corner to the left. Now there comes a safety, Johnny Johnson, overruns a play and knocks down the corner, turning loose Gary Green. The reason for the successful play.
And a 50-yard completion. Dickey now 8 out of 13 for 118 yards, and Lofton has caught 3 passes for 93 yards. And the Packers have a 1st and goal to go from the 9-yard line. They send Lofton to the right and put Epps in the slot inside of him, up at the top of your screen. Ivery fumbles the ball, and the Rams have recovered. Wiltshire, number 54, was on the ground, and the ball just rolled right to him. Reggie Doss, number 71, put the big hit, but wait a minute. Wait a minute here. There was a penalty on the play. The Rams were offside. The Rams were offside, and John Robinson looking on in absolute disbelief.
He said, "You've got to be kidding me."
Penalties have murdered the Rams here in the first half. They've been penalized 9 times for 79 yards.
Offside, number 54, defense, half the distance, still first down.
Boy, what a break for the Green Bay Packers.
Let's see if we can see him offside in the left corner of your screen right here. The linebacker here right at the bottom. He's a little small, but he's evidently he was offside on alignment, not actually on the snap. He was lined up probably in the neutral zone.
He's a little small on your screen on that shot, but not in person.
That shows you how high that camera is up on top.
Half the distance to the goal. It is first down, goal to go from the 4. Ivery gets a yard to the 3 up the middle.
Geez, that's a shame. Reggie Doss made a super defensive end line play to cause that fumble. He really worked off Carl Swanky's block and moved in there and made a great play.
So the Packers letting the clock move along here. They have the timeouts if they need them. 1:23 seconds left to play in the half.
A lot is being said, Frank, about Jim Youngblood, but you know, Greg Meisner and Reggie Doss and those guard defensive right end have really been playing super defense.
Jack Youngblood.
Jack Youngblood, yeah.
Second and goal from the 3. Ellis to the 2, maybe the 1, but still not in. It'll be third and goal to go from the 1-yard line with 1 minute left to play in the first half.
Here comes Eddie Lee Ivery, number 40, in motion. He's going to kick out. Big Huffman, number 74, steps around. He's going in there, but the Rams determined to not let him get in the end zone, and he didn't make it.
Ellis comes in with the play from the bench. You want to call this one? What do you call it? Third and 1.
I run it in right here. The nose of the ball's right there. You're going to give him the I formation probably and try to get him up over the top.
Ivery trying to go over the top. He does. Touchdown. Ivery, who has not scored this year, driving across for his second touchdown of the afternoon.
Take a look at the offensive line now. Coming off the ball real low, trying to keep the defenders down. 22, Vince Newsom comes around the top. You can see clearly there that he broke the plane in the end zone. Touchdown, Eddie Lee Ivery. That's his second score today, his second score of the year.
13-6 with the extra point try by Del Greco to come. Del Greco played his college football at Auburn. He was the star of the Sugar Bowl game as his team beat Michigan 9-7 on New Year's Day. It's the extra point try. 14-6. Packers lead it. It didn't take the Packers long to travel that 60 yards, and of course the big one, the 50-yard play, Dickey to Lofton, when the 2 Ram defensive backs knocked each other off.
Boy, that's what makes you get old as a football coach, when those kind of things happen.
And how about the offside when they turn over the football? Drew Hill is back along with Redden. Bounce to Redden at the 8-yard line. Back to the 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. And Redden out to the 46-yard line with 22 seconds left to play in the half.
And they kicked that ball low, trying to prevent the return. And as Forrest Gregg told us in our production meeting yesterday, he says, I hate to kick to those guys. They do as good a job of taking a right returning and turning it left, or a left return and switching it to the right according to where the ball's kicked, as anybody in football. And this proves it, Frank.
37 yards on that return, and it gives the Rams a chance here to complete a couple of passes quickly and possibly get in range for a field goal prior to intermission. This game has really opened up here in the last few minutes.
It has. I think the second half is going to be a barn burner. I'm due for one of those barn burner games.
Well, we've had a few lopsided ones this year. 14-6, the Packers lead it, first and 10. Rams at their 45-yard line. Jeff Kemp retreating the throw, hit hard as he delivers the football. Intercepted, and now it's being ruled incomplete.
That was a great play by David Hill. Heads up, he just took his left arm and slammed the ball out of there. Now you're going to see Kemp drop back to pass. You can see the pressure come around from his left side. He can't see it coming. He steps up to throw, and here comes Donnie Humphrey. No, excuse me, that was Ezra Johnson, number 90. Getting in there. Now watch, right there, bang, he head slaps him on the helmet, knocks the ball out. Good job by David Hill.
Well, they said the head slap was illegal on defense. Didn't say anything about offense, I guess. Be 2nd and 10 for the Rams at their 45. Ellard wide to the right side. They've got Round Brown. Split to the left. And Farmer is in the slot. Farmer, the man in motion. Sideline toss intended for Farmer. Covered by Estes Hood. That'll run the clock down to 12 seconds. And make it 3rd and 10.
Complete.
As Jeff Kemp looks to the sidelines for some help. Boy, you talk about fighting the odds. Coming up at halftime, Brent Nerve scores and highlights. Body by Gastineau. That's going to be a feature on Mark Gastineau.
Mark Gastineau, huh?
He doesn't work out at Studio 54 anymore.
Well,
But he
I
will.
thought I'd let you use that one.
He will show you how he works out at halftime. 3rd and 10. Kemp again running for his life and will go out of bounds after a pickup of just a yard. And the clock down to 5 seconds. So now the Rams will be punting on the last play of the first half. And Kemp will retreat to the sidelines, having completed 8 out of 15 passes in the first half for 56 yards. But as we said, he averages throwing just 19 per game. So they probably put it in the air a little more than usual.
The thing that's deceiving about their pass offense, so it's very efficient in scoring points, Frank. That's
a lot of confusion by the Packers whether or not to put in the punt coverage unit. They don't have a deep man.
Great punt.
This one will bounce and be downed at about the 10-yard line, but the clock is run out. So that is the end of the first half, and these Packer backers here in Milwaukee are on their feet cheering their team as they leave for the locker room. They were down early in the ball game, 3-0, as Los Angeles played ball control very nicely in the first period. But then the Packers came on strong in quarter number 2, got their passing game loosened up, and in each of their touchdowns, a key completion from Dickey to Lofton made the difference and actually set it up. Of course, a moment later, Eddie Lee Ivery went in from 1 yard out for his second touchdown of the afternoon. 14-6. The Packers lead it. They'll kick off to start the second half. Al Del Greco to Redden at the 6-yard line. 15. Redden trying to get outside to the 20.
Boy, is he a strong runner. Did you see that? He just ran right through that first tackle.
Coming up next Saturday, the debut of NCAA basketball on CBS for a brand new season. The Louisville Cardinals and the Indiana Hoosiers go after each other. Milt Wagner is back for Louisville. Of course, Steve Alford, the preseason All-American guard and Olympian for Indiana. And our director, Bob Fishman, and I are going to be down in Bloomington for that one to start a new hoop season. Jeff Kemp's numbers in the first half, only 56 yards passing. Dickerson rushed for 76 yards in 15 carries. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Dickerson, sideline throw out of the hands of Ellis, intercepted. Down the sidelines on the near side, and the Packers in great shape. Mark Lee, number 22, who picked off the deflection.
Now you're going to see the quarterback, the left side of your screen, Jeff Kemp, drop back, throw a little 3-step drop, 1, 2, 3, plant, throw the ball. It goes a little high. It goes up off the hands of the receiver into Mark Lee's hands right there, number 22, the left corner. Now he becomes a runner, picks up a block by John Anderson, 59. All right, David Hill puts him out of bounds. Mark Lee, one of 12 children. He's excited right now.
Third time that the Rams have turned it over
on the 22. First down.
And the Packers have a first down at the 22-yard line. Ellis breaks it up the middle inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. Mike Wiltshire making the stop, number 54, along with Johnny Johnson, number 20.
Here it is from the end zone. Now watch the fullback right behind the quarterback. A little quick handoff. Nice block right there by the right guard. Carl Eckert, number 55, moves in. He runs over the top of him. Johnny Johnson, number 20, finishes him off. Nice play. That's maybe the first direct hitting play by the fullback this whole ball game.
Ellis goes out. Krause comes in with the new play. He's in the fullback position, just behind Lynn Dickey and in front of Eddie Lee Ivery. Second down, they need a yard. For the first down at the 13, Krause has the first down and some change as he takes it inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. And the Packers are looking at a first and goal to go as Jim Collins, number 50, wrapped him up. Krause heads to the sidelines, and Ellis will come back in with the next play from Forrest Gregg. That's his shuttle system.
Lynn Dickey doesn't like the signal system in terms of receiving plays from the bench because he doesn't like to have to look over to the bench. He wants to be looking at the defense and talking to his players as that play comes in rather than looking at a coach on the sideline.
First and goal to go from the 9. Ellis knocked down by Johnny Johnson, number 20. Quick slant play that time intended for Lofton, number 80.
Johnny Johnson should have intercepted that ball. He had it in his hands but couldn't hold on to it. Now you're going to see there's bump and run coverage, meaning lined up right up time. He gives him a step to the outside, arm over, coming to the inside. That's legal contact right there. Now watch Johnny Johnson coming from the left side of the screen. He gets the ball in his hands. It looks like he has it. He goes down, he drops it. Boy, Johnny Johnson is dying right now after doing something like that. He's such an intense competitor.
Well, he had 2 in the first half, would have given him 3. Second and goal from the 9. Again, Dickey, good protection. Deep in the end zone, Kaufman, who was open. But Dickey couldn't reach it.
That's not like Lynn Dickey to miss a man wide open in the end zone. Watch Kaufman, the tight end, number 82, come off the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to hold him up. Not a good enough job there. He's on Gerry Green. He's going to the outside. Number 20, he gave a nice stick move. You see him beat him to the outside there. He has him for 6 points if he gets him the ball. Gerry Green actually slowed down after he got beat. That surprises me.
So that sets up third and goal. You think they'll go back to Kaufman?
They're going to throw the ball. I don't think they'll go back to Kaufman, man. I think they'll come back over here to these receivers.
Dickey.
Screenplay.
Ellis, 10, down to the 5 to the 3-yard line. So it'll be fourth and goal from the 3, and the Packer field goal unit prepares to come on the field. Jim Collins saving the touchdown with a tackle along with Johnny Johnson. Now the word on Jefferson, John Jefferson, is a cracked rib. He will not be back in the ball game.
Watch the great big offensive lineman right here come out, set up, show pass, and come out on the screen. Follow him at 295 pounds. Here you are. Visualize yourself going to have to make the tackle. You're sitting on the couch, nice and warm. Here comes this guy out here. Now watch him. Boom! He hits him right in the mouth. Boy, is he a big horse.
Ron Hallstrom putting the block on Mel Owens as Al Del Greco lines up the field goal from 21 yards away. And the Packers get 3 out of the turnover, and Del Greco is now 8 out of 8 on the year. 12-21. Lup as a kid in high school is when they built this thing. Yes, when they enticed the Braves from Boston to Milwaukee way back when. The deep men are Drew Hill back there, and Redden's not back there this time. Looks like Ellie. This one comes down to Hill. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and just shy of the 30-yard line.
To the 27-yard line.
All right, special teams work. Let's focus in on one of the Green Bay Packers here.
This is Guy Prather, and he likes to cover kickoffs, and he usually does an outstanding job. Look at him sprinting down there to make contact. Wards off a man there. Mark Giroux, number 59 right now. He's still working. Mark Giroux staying after him, fight him. Now he gets in and makes the play. And you know something? At the start of the year, this guy was doing nothing on the special teams, and Forrest Gregg said, hey, buddy, you better get off your butt and go to work. You're not going to have a job.
The last 2 or 3 games, I think he's got his attention.
Oh, he's doing well.
First and 10 for the Rams at their 26. Dickerson, first carry of the second half, up to the 30-yard line. Well, the Rams trailing 17-6. They like to run the football extremely well. They may have to throw it here to get back in this game. For an NFL Today report, here's Brent Musburger in New York.
And Frank, here's the news that Packer fans have been waiting for. The Lions taking the lead on Chicago with this play. Danielson escaping trouble. Chadwick is open in the end zone, and it is now the Lions 14, the Bears 10, and the Packers could be closing in. Let's go back to Frank.
2nd down, 7 for the Rams at the 30-yard line. Dickerson looking for some running room, gets beyond the line of scrimmage out to about the 33, short of the first down. You know, the Packer players and coaches don't want to talk playoffs, but they know that the Bears have lost their quarterback, that they could have some tough sledding, and they do have the Bears one more time. So if they can get some help from a couple of people and win the rest of their games, they could make it.
They could make it. They don't want to talk about it, and right now the Bears are down to Detroit, and if Green Bay goes ahead and wins, they'll pull up a full game. Then be 2 out of it, right?
Right, and then they have the Bears one time. They'd have to beat them and hope the Bears lose another one. 3rd down, 3 needed for the first down for the Rams at their 33-yard line. Kemp looking over the field, got all the time in the world. Finds no one for Dickerson, and Dickerson is stuck behind the line of scrimmage by the strong safety, Mark Murphy, number 37.
Mark Murphy, I think, set up the quarterback for that. I watched him. He was just sitting there watching that guy filter out of the backfield, sitting there. They turn and throw him the ball, and then he attacked.
So Misko will come in to do the punting. Epps will be deep. Philip Epps, world-class sprinter, played his college football at TCU.
He's a criminal justice major in college, Frank.
A little bit short. Fair catch signal for, and the catch was made by Murphy.
Little beef going on over there, Frank. People are starting to get mad at each other.
Official timeout.
The Green Bay Packers, leading and have come up with excellent field position following the punt by Misko, have a first down at their 45-yard line. Packers looking for their 4th straight victory. They won their opener against St. Louis, then lost 7 in a row. Ivery takes the short throw from Lynn Dickey, and fighting hard picks up 7 or 8 on the play before Mel Owens. Number 58 makes the stop for the Rams. John Robinson got to be getting a little concerned. Of course, the Rams like to run that football, but the way they're down now, they may have to throw it a little more than they want to.
Well, I'll tell you, they don't throw a lot, but they throw efficiently, Frank, and that's misleading. These guys throw points per pass attempt, meaning .94, almost 1 point every time they throw the ball, and that's the most important stat in football right now.
Packers have a 2nd down, 2 needed for the first down from the Ram 48-yard line. Krause should be right on the first down marker at the 45-yard line. Reggie Doss, number 71, 7th round draft choice back in 1978, wraps him up. That should, let's see if that's enough for the first.
Blocking is so important to make a play go successfully. Watch the running back, Eddie Lee Ivory's block on the linebacker. Here he goes. They're going to toss the ball deep to the fullback. Now watch him come and get the block. Watch him, follow him right there. My gosh, he didn't get him down. I thought he knocked him down, Frank. He just shows the athletic ability of Mr. Collins' ability to jump over the top.
3rd down and 1, as they didn't get the first down of the previous play. They needed actually less than a yard, but they got it this time at the 44-yard line. So the Packer drive continues with 8 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in quarter number 3. Gerry Ellis, who started his pro football career with the Rams. He was a 5th round draft choice with the Rams when Ray Malavasi was the head coach, and spent a year with him, and then was let go, picked up a week later by the Green Bay Packers. He's been here ever since and done a fine job for him.
On the 44, first down.
1st and 10, Packers at the Ram 44-yard line. Dickey for Lofton at the 30 to the 27. The prototype wide receiver, James Lofton.
Watch Lofton up on top. He's going to come off the line of scrimmage and slant to the inside off the play action. See him turn to the inside. The linebackers were frozen by the play action. Gary Green, the all-pro corner, comes in and tries to strip him of the ball. Could not do it. First down.
17-yard pickup on the play. Packers with a 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Epps filling in for Jefferson is wide to the left. Lofton is split to the right. Up at the top of your screen, the handoff. Ellis. 25 down to the 20. There were 2 Rams who, at the line of scrimmage, he slipped right through him. I didn't think there was room.
He's like a lizard. He just slipped right through there. I don't know how he got through there. Very nice run by Gerry Ellis, playing fullback for his first time this year.
And that takes it down to the 15-yard line. Ellis to the bench. Krause comes in with the next play. I think Bob Schnelker, the offensive coordinator.
Bob Schnelker does as good a job of coordinating offense as anybody in football, and has for a number of years, Frank.
1st and 10 from the 15-yard line of the L.A. Rams. Krause stacked up behind the line of scrimmage. Going to be a loss of a yard on that play. Fine job by the Rams of filling up the middle that time. Reggie Doss was in there, so was Wiltshire, among others.
2nd and 10.
Watch the nose guard on the center right now. Watch him come off. He gets penetration right away. See him step to the right. Number 69, he got back into the backfield, and Wiltshire, number 54, comes and finishes him off. If that nose guard gets upfield like that, it's tough to run the ball.
69, Greg Meissner, 4th-year man from Pittsburgh. 2nd down, 11. Dickey trying to set up the screen, throws it at the feet of Gerry Ellis, the intended receiver. There's the Rams in the passing situation in their nickel defense, and really the nickel was almost born in Los Angeles, wasn't it?
I really think it was, Frank. I can't say the nickel defense was invented there, but George Allen really made the nickel defense popular in the mid-60s with the Los Angeles Rams.
3rd down situation. A little more than 10 needed for the 1st down for the Green Bay Packers. Lead at 17-6. Encouraged by their fans. Rams digging in. They, of course, in prime contention for a wild card spot in the playoffs with their record of 7-4. Dickey on 3rd down, looking for 6. Lofton has it for the 1st down at the 2-yard line. Gary Green on the stop on James Lofton. You know they're covering him, but he does it every time.
They have single coverage because they're in a triple formation to the left. He goes in. Now see him make a little post move, then he comes back out to the corner, and the ball was put right where it had to be put. That's tough on that defensive back, Gary Green. That's not poor coverage. That's really tough to make a play on that as a defender.
And look at those numbers on Lofton for the 6th time this year. He has gone over 100 yards in a single game receiving.
They may have to give him some double coverage help over there. It's too tough to cover him consistently one-on-one.
1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Dickey throwing on 1st down, looking for somebody. And that somebody that time was Blake Moore, who caught the touchdown pass in the game we did against Detroit up in Green Bay. He's an offensive lineman who lines up as a tight end.
He's letting the success go to his head. Right at the end of the play here, now watch, he gets the ball up high. Here he is up there. That's an offensive lineman, not a tight end. Pretty good form for an offensive lineman, huh?
Not bad at all, but he had Carl Ecker, number 55, trailing him out there. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line.
That's the best time to throw in the goal line area, though, Frank, on 1st down. Now you'd expect him to come running.
Ivery driving for the end zone and stopped short at about the 1. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. Collins, number 50, and Eckern, number 55, leading the defensive charge by the Rams.
Watch these linebackers really follow that play. Watch him now. Right at the right end of your screen. Watch them, both linebackers. Here comes Collins, number 50, in the backside. They're flying. They're getting in there. Good penetration by Eckern, number 55. Finished off by Collins, number 50. Fine linebacker pursuit. Boy, does this guy like to play. That's Collins. You know, he has a degree in psychology, and here he is making a living in the National Football League.
One of the leading tacklers in the league. The official spotted at the 2. So it's 3rd and goal from the 2. Ivery drives into the end zone. Eddie Lee Ivery, touchdownless before this ball game, has 3 this afternoon. 2 from 1 yard away, that one from 2 yards out. Ivery's carried the ball only 7 times, and 3 of those have been for touchdowns.
Here he is turning up inside with a fullback lead block right there on the linebacker. He didn't have far to go. Carl Ecker, number 55, hits him, but he's already in the end zone. Fine executed play and really a nice drive.
Del Greco on the extra point try. As the Packers have taken command here with 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third period.
Frank, this is not the same Los Angeles Rams team that I studied films on Friday. Let's take another look at that touchdown. You're going to see a big offensive lineman pull at the line of scrimmage. See him, 65 kick out. Fullbacks leading up through. Wilcher tries to get him from behind. Can't do it. Touchdown.
They've also posted that Chicago Bears score with the Bears trailing. For the consuming drive by the Green Bay Packers, ate up almost 6 minutes on the clock. And Eddie Lee Ivery with his 3rd touchdown of the day. And the Packers have a commanding lead now at 24-6. The deep men for the Rams, Barry Redden, was shaken up earlier in the ball game, so Ellard is back there, number 80, along with Drew Hill, number 87. Out of the end zone for the touchback.
80 yards.
The Rams will take over at the 20-yard line.
Rams a big possession. First down.
Coming up next Friday, Boston College and Miami. You like Doug Flutie and Bernie Kosar, you're going to see them on the same field this year. And it happens Friday on CBS at 2:30 Eastern Time. And of course, next Saturday, also part of your Thanksgiving weekend, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame against the USC Trojans, who are Rose Bowl bound at 3:30 Eastern Time. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Los Angeles Rams. Kemp forced to throw it now, trying to hit the Olympic sprinter, Ron Brown.
Boy, is he fast, Frank. He's faster than fast. He's a blur. He is so fast.
Blur, he is.
Here he is at the left-hand side of your screen. He's going to come off and run a short post pattern. Now watch him plant that outside foot, come inside. The ball's thrown on time. Tom Flynn, 41, went after the ball and missed it. He should have caught that football. I wonder if the cold weather is affecting these guys from Southern California.
Well, again, a big score here for the Packer fans with the Bears losing in the 4th quarter to Detroit. Packers with a win here could pick up a game. And they beat 2 games out. Dickerson to the 29-yard line, just short of the first down. He picked up 9 on that carry. Flynn, number 41. Murphy, number 37 on the stop, and some pretty good blocking along the way.
Follow the U back here as he moves in right now and nails that nose guard. That's why nose guard is so hard to play. Watch him come in motion now. Watch him go right up in there and boom, hits him right there. There's a nice hole. Dickerson hits it full speed ahead. The safeties have to make the play.
It is 3rd down. The Rams need 1 for the first down at their 29 and desperately need to get something going to get back in this game. Dickerson for the first, and he's got it. Out to the 31-yard line. Randy Scott making the stop on Eric Dickerson, the All-American a couple of years ago at Southern Methodist University. Philadelphia Eagles have jumped ahead of the Redskins. Giants in St. Louis, very tight in the 4th period of play.
Very big game.
That's a very big game. One of those teams probably going to fall out of contention if they lose it. And of course, last we heard, Dallas was having a tough time with Buffalo. Dallas and the Redskins went into the weekend tied for first in the NFC East. Rams battling for a wild card berth in the playoffs. First down from the 31. Kemp, little dump off pass to Dickerson. Boy, if I'm a running back, I hate to see that thing coming.
I know, especially when it's thrown off out there late. You had 3 defenders, 1 inside, 1 head up, and 1 outside come, and he bounces off 2 of them. He's amazing.
Yeah, and Kemp says, well, you're the only guy, Eric. See if you can do something with it, right?
I'd rather it be you than me get hit.
Bears have a field goal against the Lions. It's now 14-13 in the 4th period of play. And we'll keep close tabs on that game the rest of the way. 24-6, our score. Green Bay leading Los Angeles with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd period. 2nd and 9. Kemp over the middle to David Hill, the tight end, short of the first down at the 39-yard line as the tackles made by George Cumby. number 52.
I'll tell you, Frank, this Green Bay defense is really playing well. You know, over the last 3 games, they've only given up 13 points a game, and that's indicative as to how they're playing today.
Cumbie getting up slowly after making the tackle. He's been shaken up on the play. George Cumbie, the Packer linebacker, getting some medical attention. 5th-year man, former #1 draft choice out of Oklahoma. At their 38-yard line. Their 38-yard line with 1.5 minutes to go in the 3rd period. And the Rams trailing the Packers 24-6. Dickerson on 3rd and 2 picks up the first and more, but takes some punishment. The ball is loose. There's a fumble on the play, and the Packers have recovered. A tremendous hit that time on Eric Dickerson after he apparently picked up the first down. I believe it was by Tim Lewis.
I'll tell you, Tim Lewis, if that was it, he's 5'11", 190 pounds, but he laid the pad to him. Now you're going to see 29 in the backfield. Eric Dickerson take the ball. See him waiting for the lineman to get out there. There's one block. Now he's got the tackle. Bain out in front of him. 22. Flynn takes him on. Now watch Lewis come from the outside. Boom! Right up underneath the chin. That's smarts. That's a reason for fumbling right there.
And that's the reason why Eric Dickerson gets paid all that money.
That's a good Pennsylvania hit right there. Timmy Lewis is from Pennsylvania.
First down for the Packers at the 43-yard line of the LA Rams after the turnover. Here's a reverse to Lofton. 50, 45, down to the 40-yard line and out of bounds at the 37. They wind up picking up about 5 on that play, but that's a play they normally get a lot more yardage than that.
Watch the ball be tossed deep now. Don't let the motion man distract you. They're going to toss it the other way. Eddie Lee Ivery gets it. He starts to tuck it under. Here comes Lofton. They switch it around. Watch the quarterback. Gets a knockdown block. Wiltshire, number 54, no match foot speed-wise with this man. Leroy Irvin gets a piece of him. Out of bounds he goes. Good time to change up with that kind of play. The first down of a new series after a turnover.
A pickup of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down 4 for the Packers at the 37-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams, trying to put this one away. Ellis got a yard to the 36 before he was upended. Leroy Irvin in on the stop, number 47. Show you what the Packers have done here in their possessions as you look at the time left to play in the 3rd period of play. 1 minute and counting. The Packers in their last 5 possessions have scored 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Not bad.
Pretty good offense. You have to give the credit to the offensive coaches for Green Bay. They're really doing a good job of preparing this team each week because they've been averaging 36 points a game the last 3 weeks.
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3, and the Packers going with 3 wide receivers, including Ron Cassidy. Cassidy, Epps, Lofton. From the bottom to the top of your screen for wide receivers on 3rd and 3, they throw it to Lofton. And this time, a little bit too tall as Gary Green was back there defending. Now with the line of scrimmage at the 37, that would make it about a 55-yard field goal attempt. And let's see if they're going to give Del Greco a shot at it. Well, things are going good for the Packers, so maybe they will.
How far would this be, Frank?
That line of scrimmage at the... of course, now they've got the punter, and then let's see what they're going to do. No, they're going to try it. It will be, if they spot it at the 44-yard line, it will be 54 yards. And if he misses it, it'll be his first miss of the year after 8 straight.
That's an awful long ways in this weather, and I think the wind is into his face.
It swirls quite a bit here. It is up. It is short of the mark. Just short, and El Del Greco has missed for the first time this year, but I think the coaches will grant him a 54-yard miss.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially when you're leading 24-6. Here's his reaction. Watch him. Gosh, I'm perfect this year up until this point. Am I still perfect? Well, you can't get them all.
Yeah. You know, I really think it might have been a little bit better and a safer decision to go ahead and punt the ball.
Packers in command with 24 seconds left to play in the 3rd period here at Milwaukee County Stadium. Here's the Rams' last 4 possessions. They've had nothing going for them here in the 2nd half.
You have to credit Green Bay, but I don't think the Rams are playing like I've seen them play in the last 2 weeks on film. They're a much better team than this.
First and 10 for the Rams at their 37-yard line. Dickerson up the middle. That'll be good for 9 yards. Dickerson continues to run the football well, though he hasn't busted the big one. Tom Flynn on the stop. That'll put Dickerson over 100 yards rushing. 108 for 21 carries for Eric Dickerson as he continues that impressive total.
John Robinson did an interesting statement about his
Final period of play, the Packers leading 24-6. The Rams have a 2nd and 1 from their 45-yard line. And on 2nd and 1, Dickerson gets the football and picks up close to 10.
Boy, they went right up the middle with that one. That's about as direct as you can be.
That'll carry it into the Rams' edge of the field to the 45-yard line, into the Packers' end of the field, rather.
Watch the center right here, Doug Smith, 56, come off on Bill Neal, number 77, who was in a slant. He got caught in a slant, and there he couldn't reach back. And you know Bill Neal has a tough job playing nose guard, but his wife is home right now raising 3 kids, the oldest 3 years and 2 months.
I think I'd rather play nose guard.
I think I'd rather play nose tackle.
First and 10 for the Rams at the Packer 45. The fake this time into the middle. Kemp did not complete it. Brown went for the catch, and they ruled he trapped the ball. So it will be ruled as an incompleted forward pass and bring it back to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10.
You can see him unload this line drive shot. It's coming out there with a lot of velocity. I think the ball should have been caught. There he goes down for the ball. It's off the ground. Evidently, the ball went down to the ground before it got to his chest. I think he should have caught that football. The cold weather is affecting these guys.
2nd and 10. Hill wide to the left side. Brown is split to the right. Rams need a big play to get started back into this game. Dickerson to about the 41. There's a flag. We were just commenting during the break between quarters that after all the penalties we saw in the first half, we've seen very few flutter to the ground here in the second half.
Boy, they're staying with a game plan to run the football. You got to give them credit for what what they believe in right now. Buffaloes.
Huh? Cowboys only scored 3 points.
Number 56, offense, still 2nd down.
Detroit and Chicago still a 1-point game in the 4th period of play, and we're keeping particularly close tabs on that for the Packer fans watching.
Look at those Eagles, Frank.
They're hanging in there. That game's still in the 3rd period. Giants and St. Louis, that's a battle to the death in the Meadowlands today.
Boy, when the Giants play defense, they're tough to score on. God, they're tough.
You can hold the Cardinals down like that, you've done something. 2nd and 20 following the penalty. Kemp intended for Ellard. Didn't get it close that time. Well covered down there. Fine defensive job by the Green Bay Packers. Strong safety Mark Murphy, number 37.
This was a double zone coverage, and he's working back inside on the post pattern. There's only 2 deep, and he's gone down the hole, but you can see the ball is thrown over the top and to the outside. No way to make the play. Mark Murphy in good position playing defense. You know, Kemp throws the ball for a touchdown pretty darn well. He's been throwing a touchdown every 9th pass. That's a pretty good job.
Well, we say they throw the ball.
That's pass completion, excuse me.
They throw the ball less than any other team in the league, but they get a lot out of it. You look at the average of their wide receivers. They're averaging around 20 yards a catch. They've got 3 of them in that area, and that's phenomenal. On 3rd and 20, big rush by Ezra Johnson, who hits Kemp and causes the football to go awry.
Ezra Johnson, he's been a fine pro here. He has 70 career sacks. Now you're going to see Ezra Johnson coming off the right side of your screen on Irv Pankey. See Irv Pankey pass that there, number 75. He's going to jam right now with his hands. Ezra throws him down to the ground, comes back to the inside, gets the heat on him. Nice job by Ezra Johnson. A great pass rusher, playing really this year, partially injured, having a back problem all year. Missed the first 2 games of the season.
Ezra is their pass rush specialist. Comes in only on passing downs. This goes punt. Epps, fair catch. 22-yard line. Packers will put it in play from there with 13 minutes. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Packers leading 24-6. Becoming obvious that the loss of Nolan Cromwell and George Andrews has hurt the Los Angeles Rams defense. Intended for Eddie Lee Ivery. Actually, the Rams are minus
3 starting defenders. Eric Harris, another one of their defensive backs, has been out of the lineup, but they hope to get him back in 2 or 3 weeks. So you take 3 starters out of your defense, and that smarts a little.
You bet it does, and especially from a safety linebacker standpoint when they're both on the same side of the ball. In other words, the offense lines up and the linebackers there on the tight end, and then the strong safeties over there. Then you have 2 inexperienced defenders defensing an area in the field for the first time this year, and that's tough.
2nd and 10. Epps the man in motion. Dickey over the middle to Lofton.
Oh,
Little high-low job that time on.
Does that hurt?
James Lofton, Carl Eckern, number 55, and Jim Collins, number 50. And now you know why wide receivers don't like to catch it over the middle.
Watch this now. You'll see on the left side of your screen coming off is Lofton. Coming inside, the linebacker outside is going up. Now watch him just square in underneath the linebacker. He's moving in front of Collins, number 50, and watch Eckern. Boom! Right. Oh, gosh, that hurts. Eckern is, I'll tell you, he's an intense player. Great San Jose State Spartan man.
3rd down 4. Dickey with 13 out of 24, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Dickey wants it for the 3rd down. They need 4 for the 1st down from their 28-yard line. Comfortably in front here in the final period, 24-6. Cassidy is the man in motion. Dickey looking for the 1st down. He's got Epps. Green makes the stop, but not before Epps picks up the 1st down at the 50-yard line. Maybe the smallest man in pro football right now at about 155 pounds.
Here he is, the left side of your screen, could come off and run again. A little post move on Gerry Green. No help inside because they're all dogging, all man-to-man, no safety in there. As you can see, he's one-on-one. He's got to make the play by himself, and that is tough pass defense.
21-yard pickup on the play. I asked Epps, I said, you think you're the smallest guy in football? He said, well, maybe some kickers.
Yeah, he's 5'9", 154 pounds.
I mean, that is small to play this game. But speed makes up for a lot. And he's got that. And we've seen a lot of action today with Jefferson's injury. Ivery bounces off a tackle. 45, 40. Down to the 30. Look at him run. Eddie Lee Ivery. Great effort. Down to the 25. A 25-yard pickup for Ivery. Having a big afternoon for the Green Bay Packers.
Watch the big guard come over here and try to trap Eddie Lee Ivery. Goes ahead and takes the ball anyway, sliding from his right, bounces into the play. Now watch the trap. Boom, it's clogged up. He bounces off it, spins off to his right now, and there he is out running free again. Really a nice effort by Eddie Lee Ivery. Johnson tries to get him down. He won't go down. He's fighting for every inch. Great intensity.
Ron Hallstrom, number 65, clearing the way with that block. We've been talking about Hallstrom all afternoon. You don't see guys 290 playing guard. They're normally playing tackle.
Well, they moved both of those big guys. The left guard, Tim Huffman, is a great big guy. They moved him into guard because Forrest Gregg said the Packers are too small. We need muscle inside, so he moved these tackle to the inside.
1st down for the Packers at the Ram 25-yard line.
The other thing that's interesting, Frank, in terms of philosophy, Green Bay's ahead, and what are they doing? They're going with Brungan. They're throwing the football.
Lofton wide to the left side. Epps in the slot inside of him, up at the top of your screen. You got Krause and Ivery, the setbacks. Eddie Lee got a couple of yards to the 23-yard line where Mel Owens, number 58, wrapped him up.
He was dogging from the outside. They had the strong safety right up on the tight end, and he came around the outside, made a nice play.
That's the time remaining as the Packers looking for their 4th straight victory, and will halt some of the momentum that the Rams have picked up. You know, a lot of people say, well, the Packers, sure enough, they won 3 straight, but who have they beaten? They haven't beaten a real quality team. I think you'd have to say the Rams are a pretty good test.
The Rams are a quality football team, and I don't think they're playing as well as they're capable of right now, but they're a quality football team.
2nd and 9, good protection. Dickey to Kaufman at the 19-yard line. Coming up next Sunday on CBS, another pro football doubleheader. And depending on where you happen to be, first half of the Twin Bill, you Ram fans will see your team in action against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from Florida at 12:30 Eastern Time. That'll be Eric Dickerson, of course, running against Tampa Bay one more time in the second half of the Twin Bill. The 49ers against New Orleans or Chicago versus Minnesota. 49ers on with the Dolphins. But
by many to be the two best teams going. Third down and a little less than 5 for the first. Ivery doing everything, but now they say it was out of bounds. Out of bounds on the catch. Great effort once again by Eddie Lee Ivery.
It was, and the official did not hesitate in making the call, so he must be positive. Now let's see if we can see it at the end of it. The ball going to your right. See, Eddie Lee Wright reaches for the ball right now. He's got control of it. He's in bounds all the way. Excuse me, sir. And two officials call it wrong.
Well, there were two officials right on the spot there, and Lofton really protested that call to one of the officials.
He must have said that Eddie Lee didn't have control of the ball. That's the only way they could rule it that way.
Del Greco, 36-yard field goal attempt. Scribner to hold on 4th and 5. Long enough, and no good. So Del Greco misses 2 in a row, but best to get the misses out of the way now.
It is. Nick Scorch is sitting up here to the right, the league observer from the official.
Attempt to stay in bounds, which the officials said he wasn't. The Rams get it back. Kemp really got hammered. Absolutely belted by Alfonso Carricker. Number 76.
Actually, he has a lot of time, Frank, to throw this ball. The coverage did a super job downfield. You can see Bill Neal, 77, working his way in there, gets pushed around. A lot of time to throw the ball. Carricker comes off the block and gives him a shot there on the side of the head and puts him down. But really, the coverage did a great job there, not so much the pass rush.
2nd and 10. Rough afternoon for the Rams. We haven't had many rough ones since Kemp has been in there, with the exception of the game against the San Francisco 49ers. Ezra Johnson that time had him, couldn't hold him. I thought he got out of it.
I thought Ezra was offside. He got off so quick.
He really did.
Kemp, the ball carrier.
This Kemp is tough. Watch him. He drops back there. He was offside. That looked like he was offside. I can't see it well. Boom, he gets underneath that thing. Now watch him come out of there. Squirts out of there. Here he is. Now he's a running back. Bill Neal's coming after him. Cumbie coming after him. Mike Douglas puts him down.
Herb Pankey, the tackle that time, looked over. The ball wasn't snapped, and already Johnson was by him.
I know it.
3rd and 8.
I know guys are quick, but not that quick.
3rd down and 8 for the Rams at their 22. Kemp with time finds Ellert. That's good for the first down at the 41-yard line.
That was a nice job of staying in there and waiting for that pattern to develop by Jeff Kemp. Jeff Kemp.
Well, look at this.
Hey,
Buffalo may be about to win their first football game of the year.
They had sold, I think, darn near 80,000 tickets up there this week, too.
You know, the Cowboys don't like the cool weather any more than the Rams do.
Hey, come on, look at that one.
I saw Philadelphia leading Washington. Huh?
1st down.
And Cleveland leading Atlanta. That coach may be in trouble now.
Don't say that.
Kemp ruled incomplete. Intended for Ron Brown, who's had a tough afternoon hanging out of the football. Now, he's wearing those big gloves, too.
I know it.
And I don't know if that helps you that much. We were talking to Lofton. He says he wears gloves occasionally, but he doesn't want to get used to those scuba diving things.
He doesn't want to rely on the gloves to catch the ball for him. He wants to use his hands. And Friday, he was the only receiver on the practice field working there. It was really cold, colder than today, without gloves on.
42.
Now, most of the Ram receivers have the gloves. 2nd down.
I'd have the gloves on if I were them, Frank.
Rams at their 42, trailing 24-6 in the last quarter. Dickerson to the 50, bounces forward to the 45 and down to the 42-yard line. The tackle actually propelled him forward another 5 or 7 yards before Tim Lewis, number 26, finally wrapped him up. It'll be a first down for the Rams at the Packer 42-yard line. It was 17-6 at halftime, and it's been all Packers here in the second half of play. 16-yard pickup on that play. Brown to the left side, Ellert to the right. 8 minutes left to play in the contest. Kemp hanging on to the football that time was Ron Brown, the former Olympian who has a gold medal for running part of that 400-meter relay along with Carl Lewis and company.
You know, he beat Carl Lewis 3 times in his career.
Tremendous speedster.
Watch him come off there. He is going to make a move there on Tim Lewis to the inside. Just a short post move. Bang. Flynn comes over and knocks him down. Really a nice job by Kemp getting the ball on time before the safety could get there.
Packers defense seems to have loosened up. They're giving the Rams at least the short gain here, hoping they'll run some time off this clock. Even if they do move it. Dickerson inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line.
Mike Guman did another nice job of coming in motion and nailing that nose guard.
We've got a Packer shaken up on the play as the clock stopped. It is George Cumbie, the Packer linebacker, who was shaken up, goes out for the second time of the ball game. He's replaced by rookie John Dorsey, number 99.
Frank, they just announced that the Bears beat Detroit.
Well, that's not good news for Green Bay Packer fans because that reduces their magic number and almost eliminates the Packers' playoff hopes. Dickerson on 2nd and 4, driving for the first down to around the 10-yard line. Well, the public address announcer gave that final score, but we understand there's still a couple of seconds left to play in that game. Chicago leading Detroit 16-14, but we can't tell you where the ball is. Nevertheless, just a couple seconds left in that game. This game, 6 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. Now final. Final score, the Bears beat Detroit 16-14. Rams have a 3rd and 1 at the 10-yard line. And the Green Bay Packers, Dickerson to the 5, Dickerson to the 4. Fumbles the ball out of bounds back to the 6-yard line, but it will still be enough for the first down. Lost about 3 yards after he fumbled the football. Tom Flynn making the stop.
He is amazing how he finds that daylight and then just slithers through spot. And as Forrest Gregg said yesterday, he is big, but he has the quickness of the small average size back, the 190-pounder.
25 carries now for
Watch
Dickerson.
him deep in the backfield slide to the outside as he gets the ball up inside. Now watch him just slide right out the outside off the tight end's block. Right there, David Hill up inside him. Flynn, number 41, comes over and tries to put him down. He fumbles the ball. It's heading for the out-of-bounds line. Fortunately, it got out of bounds.
Back to live action. 1st and goal to go. Rams at the Packers 6. Kemp with a fake to Dickerson, looking for the far corner of the end zone, and has the pass blocked on it. Packers had a blitz working, and Randy Scott, number 55, was all over it.
That's like thrown out of a foxhole. Now, you know, this is one disadvantage to being short. The quarterback, see him setting course the line of scrimmage. Now watch the defensive people get the hands up right there and bat it down. Boy, that's tough. If you're 6'4", sometimes you can find that lane over the top of people, but otherwise, you got to throw it in between people, Frank.
2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Rams with 2 field goals. That's been the extent of their scoring. One a 50-yarder by Lansford. And now Kemp wants to call a timeout. With 6 minutes and 1 second left to play in the game.
I'll tell you why he called out a timeout. I think both linebackers, outside linebackers.
Well, he's a couple of booths out.
Super. He must be in great health for him at his age.
He is. 2nd and goal to go from the 6. Kemp finally throws it away.
The Rams are outsmarting themselves down here, Frank. A running team, 1st down and goal to go on the 6-yard line.
You throw the ball less than any other NFL team. Dickerson. He can run the ball. He was never noted for catching it. In fact, they...
Per pass attempt. Remember, you heard that here.
I remember it.
You learn something every day.
You certainly do. Green Bay 24, Rams 6. That's what I'm looking at right now. 3rd down and goal to go from the 16. Kemp pumps it once. Still looking. Finally lets it go, intended for Ellard and knocked down on the goal line.
Did a nice job on that, but actually Jeff wanted to throw the ball to his left and the receiver fell down. So he had to come out of that pattern and scramble to his right and go to a different phase of the pattern. It became just an impromptu pattern at that time.
Ellard breaks wide to the right side. Brown flank to the left. Rams at least want to go home with 1 touchdown on the board. Kemp underthrown.
This is trouble. This is trouble.
Tim Lewis back to the 30, 40, still on his feet at the 50. Lewis may take it back 100 yards. Second interception of the day, and that's a rarity. A Jeff Kemp interception.
There's no question that Green Bay has momentum, Frank. We saw it. We've done 2 of their last 3 games, and now this is the 3rd time we've seen them. They're really playing, like you said in the opening, as well as anybody.
Scribner to hold. And Del Greco drills it.
I was going to say on the free play, it looked like 99, Frank.
All right, well, they're going to give him, I believe, 99 officially. In either case, that is a new Green Bay Packer record. Del Greco to kick off. Hooks this one. On the far side, well, it's Drew Hill picks up the return and returns it to the 25-yard line. We'll look at it one more time and see if we can figure for ourselves the yard line he intercepted. Was it the 1 or was it the 2?
It's the 1, Frank. See him right there, that left foot on the 1-yard line, and from there on he starts picking up momentum, and the defensive team switches to the offensive emphasis. They all become blockers and put him into the end zone.
The Packers 31 and the Rams 6 with 5 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. And we've got a new quarterback. Kemp will get the rest of the day off. And Steve Dills, former Minnesota Viking quarterback who played a lot last year when Tommy Kramer was hurt. But he hasn't played much this year.
He joined the squad when Vince Ferragamo went down earlier in the season. Got to talk to Vince yesterday, and he's still not 100%.
Got bothered by a knuckle. He said it's just not healing properly, and it may be a little while before he's ready to go. And of course, with the Rams' success that they've had, at least prior to this game, Robinson wasn't in any hurry. We got a flag, and I think we may have a delay of game.
Frank, I wouldn't want to play the Rams next week.
Well, Tampa Bay is the team that
guys.
gets that task.
Offense, still first down.
A little over 5 minutes, and that is the 18th penalty in this ballgame. That's 18 that have been accepted.
Yes. 13 against the Rams, almost 3 times their average per game.
1st and 15 for the Rams at their 20-yard line. Steve Dills, number 8, now quarterback. Hill, the tight end, out to the 30-yard line. Dills played his college football at Stanford, did he not?
Yes, he did. Played there.
Pickup of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2 from the 34. Dills looks it downfield. Guman at the 40-yard line.
Covering on a play.
That should be enough for the first. Looks like all the Rams offensive linemen go down in that 3-point stance, and then Bain kind of stands up there a little bit.
Well, I think they give him the option. I think any one of the offensive linemen in the obvious passing situation like they find themselves now, they can be up in a 2-point stance. They're trying to give themselves a little better pass protection technique.
Let's see if he does
Let's
it
see
now.
if he does it now. See, all the linemen are up now. Most of the time they've been shifting down. See, he stays up. Now that makes it easier for him at almost 300 pounds to pass set. Look at him do a nice job of jamming right there on Carricker. Carricker came off him late, though.
Dills hit as he delivered the football, and the pass is picked off. The pass interception by John Anderson, number 50.
Now watch to the left side of your screen. Number 76 is sitting in there on Bill Bain, number 62, and he's fighting. Now all of a sudden Bain moves him right to the inside. See him throwing, come to the inside, bang. He hits him, the ball goes away. Pass intercept.
Packers going with a new QB. That's Randy Wright, rookie from the University of Wisconsin. Handing off to Gary Ellis, and Ellis out to the 44-yard line as the Packers content now to run this clock down. 3 minutes and 40 seconds and counting. There's Randy Wright.
They really like him.
Yep.
Bob Snooker is very high on him, and you know he's passed up a #1 draft choice to become the backup quarterback in Rich Campbell, who was the #1 pick a few years ago.
2nd down 5, and they had David Whitehurst, you know, is pretty good quarterback for him too, and let him go. Wright has been impressive from day one, had a good preseason. Ivery breaks loose on the outside. Eddie Lee, who's accounted for 3 touchdowns on the ground, picks up the first down at the Ram 48.
Here's a trivia question for you. Who was Rebel Steiner?
Who was Rebel Steiner? The guy that brought me the bratwurst sandwich?
No, no. He's the guy who set the pass interception return record for the Packers that Tim Lewis just broke. He returned 94 yards against the Chicago Bears in 1950.
First down.
1950.
Rebel Steiner.
I was a sophomore in high school. Oh, a freshman.
1st and 10. Del Rogers getting some work. Knocked out of bounds at the line of scrimmage.
A few elbows being thrown around over on the far side in front of both benches. Leroy Irvin making the stop.
Boy, that Leroy Irvin is a good football player. Remember him as a punt returner? He won the NFL championship returning punts in his past, and I'll tell you, he's a really good football player.
Coming up next, post-game show. Brant, Herb, Jimmy, scores, highlights, and a few surprises. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in this football game.
Greg Cook has had a good game, the offensive right tackle for the Packers, because we really haven't heard Jack Youngblood's name mentioned a lot.
Ray Krause, the fullback, stopped at the line of scrimmage. And that will probably run us down to the 2-minute warning. Packers have shut out Los Angeles 17-0 in the second half, leading 31-6 after trailing 3-0 at the end of the first period of play. Last 3 quarters have been all Green Bay, and they may not get into the playoffs, but they may have a chance to have a say in who. And the Packers have it on cruise control right now.
They do. They have played well.
We have a 3rd down, just short of 10 yards needed for the first down. Randy Wright looking for a receiver, almost tripped up behind the line of scrimmage, got back just about to the line, and did not get enough for the first down. Charles DeJournay, the nose tackle for the Los Angeles Rams, number 70 on the stop. A minute and 53 seconds remaining. Punting situation. I don't think timeouts are going to be a factor in this one. Of course, Greg has got to be a happy man the way things have turned around for these Packers. He said it takes a while to get everybody used to each other. And it's taken them about half a season, but boy, have they got it in gear now.
He said they just didn't like me.
He flat came right out and said that, didn't he?
They didn't like me, or some of my assistants. But I'll tell you, sometimes when a new coaching staff takes over an organization, Frank, and they come in and they do a real good job of coaching and changing people to do things. Change people to do things the way they want them to do. They make them worse before they become better. And that's not unusual at all.
Well, Forrest getting a little chilly over on the far side, along with everybody else. They've got a penalty marked off against the Green Bay Packers. 5 yards, give them a little more room to punt, actually. Ellard and Irvin will be deep as Scribner comes in to do the honors.
Left-footed punter, Frank. That ball turns around the other way.
Once again, he got a low snap from Mark Cannon, the rookie center. Irvin fielding the punt, going out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They know we're going to throw. Well, didn't either. Rent, who left the ball game earlier after being shaken up, is back in there, so we would assume Dickerson, in that case, is through for the afternoon, and if so, Eric Dickerson winds up with 25 carries for 132 yards, which will not hurt his league-leading average at all. 55 seconds and counting. No sense in calling the timeouts here, huh, Coach?
No sense in calling out. I've been in the situation to not call them when I'm getting beat and not call them when the fans in Philadelphia just boo the heck out of me.
They want to get their money's worth. See a few more plays. You just want to get out of town.
Yeah, go find a place to hide.
Redden to the 35-yard line. That may be it. Coming up tonight on CBS, the usual outstanding Sunday night lineup. Led off Green Bay, very impressive in doing so. Continue this tremendous offensive surge of the last month or so as they pick up their 4th victory in a row, beating the Los Angeles Rams and beating them decisively by a score of 31-6.